So, moving on up the ranking, next up is Tier 7. This will cover numbers 79 through to 91. So, at the bottom of the 7th tier, the 10th episode of Series 11, The Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos. Similar with this and the one at the top of my 8th tier, The Wedding of River Song, I think with these two going, their series finales, and going down from 2 episodes to 1, it does take down some level of kind of epicness, purely because the 2-part episodes have a little bit more room to breathe and a little bit more to give us. So, yeah, the Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos, 1 episode to finish off the 11th series, is a little weak. Number 90, the 4th episode of Series 12, Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. After the rather disappointing entry we got with Orphan 55, this was a nice return to come to a historical romp. Plus, it's got the return to the Doctor Who canon of Anjali Mohindra, and you'll love it for that. At number 89, the 3rd and 4th episodes of Series 9, Under the Lake and Before the Flood. Again, nice idea, shifting between the future and the past rather seamlessly. And it does have some moments to it that I do feel are pretty good, such as the kiss at the end. I think is a very nice touch, and they do more with disability representation, this time with the deaf. So I think they did well with this one. Number 88, the 2nd episode of Series 7, Dinosaurs on a Spaceship. This was another one that was on my Guilty Pleasures marathon, and it's an episode I don't really hear people talk about, but I freaking love it. I mean, you've got Mark Williams, you've got Rupert Graves, you've got Queen Nefertiti, you've got David Bradley, David Mitchell, and Robert Webb, all in one episode. It's a fun time, and I personally enjoy it. Number 87, the 2nd special of the 2009 series, Planet of the Dead. This is another one I don't really hear people talk about a lot, but I do feel it has got some moments that I enjoy. I mean, I do wish that they'd bring back Christina, kind of show her a bit more, but for a one-time companion, she is such a ton of fun, and in between the kind of Christmassy nature of the Next Doctor and then the ultimately rather dour nature of Waters of Mars, a bit of fun was needed, and that's what this episode is. Number 86, the 5th episode of Series 8, Time Heist. Like Dinosaurs on a Spaceship, this is another one of my guilty pleasures. And while it is quite far down the list at number 86, I still love it. I mean, while I personally can't say I've watched that many heist movies, Time Heist is just a fun romp. You got 2 brilliant characters with Sai and Sabra, the Doctor and Clara, personally with a really good chemistry between them, and it's just a ton of fun to watch. Moving up 1 spot, the 2nd episode of Series 8, Into the Dalek. Doctor Who does Fantastic Journey. Can't say I've seen the original, but you know what? It's actually pretty good. At number 84, the 12th and 13th episodes of Series 5, The Pandorica Opens and The Big Bang. I actually thought this 2-part was pretty scary when I saw it for the first time. I mean, just all the Doctor's monsters coming together in one episode. I remember finding that pretty scary, and when the Doctor was locked up in the Pandorica, I was genuinely on the edge of my seat. Like, while it has kind of slipped down the list over time, I still felt this was a fun adventure. Number 83, the 7th episode of Series 5, Amy's Choice. And once again, a nice, like with Under the Lake and Before the Flood, a nice dip in between 2 time periods, i.e. 5 years in the future in a rural English village, or the TARDIS in the here and now. Plus, a nice role in Doctor Who for Toby Jones, who some of you may know for Dobby, others you may know for Arnim Zola, or you may know him for one of his many other roles. But it's a nice role of him here, and shows that he can do sinister quite well, even when dressed in Matt Smith's costume. Number 82, the 2nd episode of Series 2, Tooth and Claw. This is one that I don't tend to look back on that much, but whenever I do, I generally think it's better than people are giving it credit for. I mean, like with my choice for Series 2 for Guilty Pleasure, School Reunion, since Doctor Who in the 2nd series did have some great episodes, such as well, once we'll get to in time. But the good episodes can often be overshadowed, and Tooth and Chloris, I feel, is another one of those. I mean, it shows another great kind of historical figure with Queen Victoria, and also gives us part of the setup for Torchwood. Yeah, nice touch. Number 81, the 8th episode of Series 7, Cold War. The return to Doctor Who of the Ice Warriors, and a rather, well, I feel it's a little cramped. As part of a submarine under siege story, possibly it's meant to be. I mean, I do feel they did some things with the Silurians that I'm not entirely sure of, such as revealing the reptile underneath, but I don't know if the classic series did that, but once again, it's pretty good. Number 80, the 10th episode of Series 6, The Girl Who Waited. This, once again, is a nice idea, kind of having Amy being trapped somewhere away from the Doctor and Rory, and then her ultimately aging. It's quite a surreal episode to watch, and does make you ponder the effects of time travel. If one person ends up growing old but then has to watch their younger self be rescued, that only means they will no longer exist. It's rather weird to think about and rather heartbreaking to watch. And finally, for tier number 7, at number 79, the 3rd episode of Series 3, A Town Called Mercy. Like, as I said with Time Master, I haven't watched that many of old Western films, apart from Rango, but that's not really an old Western. But I've not seen that many spaghetti westerns, but once again, Doctor Who does a parody on the genre, and they do have great fun with it. I do feel it's one of the more serious episodes of Series 7, but I feel once again it has fun with it. I mean, the Doctor in a shootout battle with a gunslinger, that's still a spectacle to behold. And it does end on a rather nice, if little sombre note. Well, that's tier 7 for you. I'll let you know when I get to tier 6. And by that point, we will actually be halfway through the list, as with 11 tiers, halfway through we'll be halfway through tier 6. So, I'll see you there. Until then, allons-y.